Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We have the capability to make the world's first bionic man.
Welcome back to Fabrication 101. It's great to have you guys back in the shop with me today. So we started working on the Bronco again. I've been working on it a while. I went ahead and removed that chunk of rear frame that used to be in there. It is now over there on the floor. It's a pretty heavy chunk of frame, but I don't think it's really going to do much good in weight reduction. I don't really want to reduce. Reducing sprung weight's probably a good thing. So, gone ahead and capped off the ends of the frames here, and also up there. If you can kind of see that one, it's a little dark. Eventually, I think I'm going to end up running a tube between here and that one. I'm still going to end up gaining about 2.5 inches of height. I'm going to wait to put that tube in because I think I might try and put some bends in it and actually bring it up a little bit higher and over and just add a little strength. I'm not sure I actually need to put a tube in there. I've been playing around with this since I've got it set up like this. Let's see, and I've tried putting a jack underneath the bumper and trying to see if things twist and tweak. And I'm not seeing any movement, but I'm going to add it in there just to be safe, because then if something does happen, I don't have to worry about it bending or something like that. But in the meantime, we're going to get back to work on this rear housing. We've got a lot of welding to do, and I haven't mentioned it, but I'm going to shave this housing, and I don't have a way to set this up in a milling machine, which is what they suggest. This is another ballistic fabrication product. I've got an idea, and we'll get to that when we get there, but I don't know if it'll work. If it works, it'll be perfect. If it doesn't work, we may be in a bit of trouble. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get this truss all welded out, get everything prepped for the shave kit, and then we'll see how that goes. All right, we're back out in the shop, getting ready to try and hopefully not ruin this rear end housing. I've got it all welded up, as you can see. I've also got some stuff clamped in here, and this is going to be my fixturing system so that I can try and cut the bottom of this housing off so that I can do the shave kit on it. To cut this, I'm going to try and not ruin a circular saw. We'll see how it goes. We're going to give it a shot. Hopefully, I'm a little nervous. This could be a little scary, but hopefully this all goes well. I don't think it'll do the whole cut. I may have to finish this with a Sawzall and probably a grinder, but I think this is going to get us at least part of the way through what we need to do. So let's see what happens. All right, well, that worked. Let me check my other microphone. Make sure I'm on there. That worked surprisingly well. You can see how I got it cut off here. This plate here does have a little bit of a bevel to it, and that goes right on like something like that. It looks like it's going to work pretty good. I do need to do a little bit more grinding, or this level, because there's just not quite enough to get the bolts that go through here to engage into this plate, but that's okay. This part's a little low here, so if I take these parts down a little bit more, it should clean up just enough and work pretty okay. I gotta be kind of honest, I'm surprised how well these circular saw blades worked. I did have to go get a second one. I got like 95% of the way through, and the first saw just kind of dulled out and wouldn't go any further. I didn't want to kill it or kill my saw, although that probably wasn't the nicest thing to do to my saw. But anyway, I finished it off with a Sawzall, cut it out pretty cleanly. Got quite a bit of cleanup to do on it. Like I said, a little bit more grinding to do, and then we'll get it probably tacked together. I'm probably going to put the shaved gear on the old differential and put it in there, make sure everything still clears, and then we'll get on to final welding. Yeah, that's what we'll do. All right, diff is in, or the temporary one. This is the original open diff, and if you can see down in there, there's just enough room for that sucker to spin. Not a ton of space, but just enough. So, next thing's gonna be to do is I gotta put some heat into this sucker. I'm gonna have to warm this thing up somewhere about 500 degrees or so, and then weld it. I need to go, something just made noise over there. I need to go run a few errands, pick up a temp stick or a heat gun or something so I can check my temperatures. Get my air compressor set up because I'm going to need that for my needle scaler so I can clean the welds and do a little peening on this as it cools. But I think we're about ready to start doing some welding, and I'm going to be stick welding this with some cast iron repair rod, some high nickel rod. Should work really well, shouldn't crack as long as I cool it slowly. So we're gonna go take care of that stuff and we'll be right back. All right, we are ready to give this a whirl. I feel like I'm zoomed in again. There we go. That's tacked in, you saw me do that a minute ago. Let's see, I've got the stick welder set up. I've got the oxy-fuel torch set up way over there with the rosebud. Somewhere I've got a temp gun, I think it's right there. Stick electrodes, needle scaler, Air compressor is way over there in the corner. Hopefully, if it kicks on, it's not going to make too much noise in here. But the plan is going to be to get this thing warmed up to around 400 degrees. Try not to get it too hot. Throw down some welds with this Harris 99 nickel rod. I don't know if it's the right stuff. I've welded lots of cast iron with it before, never had too many issues. I am not welding just straight cast, so this is like steel to cast, but I think hopefully it'll be all right because it's what we're gonna do. So anyway, we'll weld it up, needle scale it. Probably gonna do more than one pass on this, maybe 2 or 3. Once it's all welded, we'll needle scale it really good, and then we're gonna wrap it in a blanket so that it can cool down really slow. One of the important things when you're welding cast iron, especially if you're welding cast iron to dissimilar metals, is their cooling rates are going to be different. So they're going to contract at different rates as they cool, and that's where you get cracks from. So the idea is to try to keep it cooling down really, really slow. So I've got a big welding blanket. I've got some other blankets. I might just throw on there fire blankets, just as much as I can so it cools down as slow as possible. So without any more talking, we're going to get after it. All right, well, I think that went pretty well. You can see it's, ooh, that's still warm coming through there, so it's wrapped up like a burrito. Hopefully it cools down nice and slow. I put a few more welds in there than I wanted to. I just wanted to have it plenty of strength in there. I'll probably clean them up a little bit with a grinder when it's done. I don't want to have any hooking points for rocks to grab onto, so I think we're gonna let it cool down for a little bit, and then we'll come back and unwrap it and see what our burrito looks like.
Cost a fortune to heat this place.
Good morning, we're back out in the shop. Let me shut this heater off for just a minute, so I don't talk for that thing. Our burrito should be done cooking by now, so let's move over here and get it unwrapped and see how things turned out. Let's see. Got my super cheap Harbor Freight ratchet strap that sometimes doesn't work very well, so we'll see if we can get this sucker loosened off of here. With one hand, shouldn't be too much of a challenge. There we go. This is a Harbor Freight welding blanket, by the way. A little stiff, but I think it was good enough, especially with that fire blanket underneath it. All right. One blanket off. There's the other blanket off. Well, let's see if we see any cracks. Well, some of the welds look really good, and then some look a little rough, but to me everything looks really good. I don't see any kind of separation, although it does look like my blanket burned on there a little bit. Interesting. A little bit of, I did some welding on the inside too. Kind of hard for you guys to see that, but everything looks really good. Yeah, I think it's gonna be just fine. But that's gonna kind of put us at a stopping point for this video. So we will pick it back up next time. I might skip ahead a little bit. I got a little bit of work I can do, the off-camera stuff. But anyway, join me next time for some more of this fun stuff. I actually really enjoy doing differentials and setting up gears and stuff like that. They can be a bit frustrating at times, but I kind of do enjoy the process of them. So I'm kind of looking forward to building this rear axle. So anyway, without dragging things out too much further, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and make sure you come back next time for what we're doing next time on Fabrication 101. In the meantime, do yourself a favor, do me a favor, and go build something.